Hey crew, for this daily maintenance, you're gonna need a roller. And what we're gonna do is go after some of the musculature and connective tissue right around the knee. So if you're having stiffness in your knees or you're feeling stiff through the whole chain, we're gonna get a little bit of adductors, a little bit of this lateral aspect, and then we're gonna hit the quads right around this. Quick 10 minutes, all you need is a roller. So this is one of my faves. So I'm gonna start my right leg, I'm gonna get into this kind of crawling position, and notice where I am. I can roll onto the quads, but I'm also in a little bit of the adductor. So in this position, it's a great place to do a little scrubbing side to side. Make sure that all of those tissue systems are articulating, right? And then I can go from short lever to long lever pretty quickly here. So easy way to just think about what's going on with that VMO on the inside, that vastus medialis, right? So I'm right up there, and I'm using my kneecap as a little bit of a guide. So I'm just kind of from the inside, working across. And sometimes this is a nice way of just improving some of the tissues around a joint. We could just think of it in that, right? If we were really going to town, we could even talk to the top of the calves or the top of the hamstrings. But this one you're gonna see, you're like, wow, those adductors down there, holy moly. And that's a huge, huge aspect of the knee system that no one really talks about. Everyone's all about quads. So just on our stomachs, and then I'm gonna go right to the middle now, and I'm gonna roll side to side. Now there's a little tiny muscle above the knee, believe it or not, underneath your quadriceps there. Helps kind of guide the patella and tighten those things up. But I'm just gonna sneak side to side here. Notice I'm doing a lot of moving side to side, and I'm gonna do that a little bit with the leg bent. Just make some circles here. See if I can capture some of that before we go crazy and hit the outside. So just scrubbing side to side, and then I want to take that up just a little bit. You'll see as you start to get in here, the snap that I'm getting, that's my rectus femoris. And I definitely, that thing is stiff and ropey. I can drop in a contract, relax if I need. But the idea here is to just see if we can, it's like making your bed, you know, you pull the comforter all tight and fluff your pillows. It's a little bit of what we're doing here. Just put a little blood flow and fluid movement down around these tissues. Sometimes it's all it takes just to make this whole system feel a little bit better. So we're just going side to side here, and what you'll notice is you don't have to go very high, but it starts to get interesting and ugly. Now here's the deal. You probably don't want to roll onto your side here, so I'm going to give you a break. So check this out. What we're going to do is we're going to go like this and see if we can't get into this lateral side of the quadriceps. So instead of going long lever there, which is gonna make everyone barf in their mouths a little bit, we go short lever, and I just hit the side. And what's happening here is that here's my T-band, here's the vastus lateralis, and so what's nice here is that maybe I can think about rocking this back and forth and just making sure that it slides, just making sure that it articulates, that it's just not super bound down. I just don't have a system under a ton of tension. So all I'm doing is getting up on the roller here, and then I can push and pull. And so it's not like I'm rolling my T-bands in a ridiculous way, but the short lever position makes this a little bit more tenable. So we're coming up on our 5-minute mark here. So a little bit of push-pull, again, just right around the outside of the knee. And what I'm doing here is I'm really trying to grab as much kind of skin from the hamstring, from the IT band, into that lateralis. So just right around the knee and making those movements. And it's just like I'm freeing up the whole system to work a little bit better. Muscles, connective tissue, stabilizing connective tissue, the whole system. And that's it. And then what you'll notice is if you close this leg down, you're like, oh, I actually feel like I have a ton more room. Side to side, if you just feel the tension, I just feel like I took a lot of tension on this knee. Clearly, my positions are still good, but this one is easier, and that's really what's amazing. Hard to measure that end range stiffness change. So remember what we started with? We got on our stomach, and we just did a little bit of rolling, trying to capture some of that inside musculature. A little push and pull, see if we can get that VMO working a little bit. And I'm using that knee as a guide. Short lever, long lever. Making some circles. Easy one. This 10 minutes is, man, this is like just an easy intervention. Basically, it's probably good for, let me think about it, 100% of everyone. A little push and pull. I'm gonna go up just a little bit and realize, oh, that is stiff right there. But again, I'm interested in what's going on with the knee. So bias that towards the quadriceps. Let's make sure that we're in that area. Make sure you go down to the knee, little scrub. We'll flip on our stomachs. Do that, kind of use the kneecap as a guide and just back and forth. Get some blood in there, improve some range. And I'm just scrubbing, and then I'm just gonna roll and make sure that I'm not missing anything. And there it is, snap, there's my rectus femoris, stiff and ropey. Add some motion. Feels great. And then I'm gonna take this just laterally a little bit and see if I can sneak into that IT band quadriceps kind of interface a little bit. And again, some of this maybe is that I know those tissues are sensitive, but making sure that I have access to that tissue, or even just loading a little bit, makes it a little bit less sensitive. And then let's go up just a little bit here. Let's capture some of that quadriceps, a little bit more. And we'll flip to our stomachs here in a second, or work on that outside for the remainder. But let's go ahead and just make sure that we're getting a good dose here. Again, if you need to stop, contract, and relax, some of us are gonna die already on this. We're not even really into the meat of the quads, but you should fully be able to dead leg this. And that pressure, constant pressure, should feel good on those stiff tissues. Just hanging out, that leg's moving towards extension. You should be able to contract and relax like crazy here. A ton of motion side to side. Play with that position. Come back, make sure you know where your kneecap is. And then let's go ahead and elevate now. And we'll hit this lateral aspect of the quadriceps. Let's see what position I want to be in here. That's it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Little pigeon on the roller. And let's see if we can get into that piece a little bit. There it is. Foot on the ground. That's what I'm after. And then just see if I can smush that whole system. And what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing it, just shearing, just getting all of this massive amounts of shear through that tissue. If I bias towards my stomach a little bit, ooh, you can see how it pulls all the skin over. That's really what I'm trying to do here. All the way down by the knee. It's kind of awkward, but it's better than laying on your side and just writhing in agony. We can actually get some motion here. Change the angle of the foot a little bit. Again, really thinking about what's happening to this vastus lateralis as it relates to the systems underneath it. And you'll see as you go further up the quad just a little bit, whew, that's tight in that zone and area. We're coming right up. Give me a couple more seconds here. Making sure you're just getting as much input into that skin tissue system around the knee. You know, we talk a lot with people who have, you know, pain in this IT band area. We want to blame the IT band, but one of the first things we can do is say, hey, how are those tissues articulating? Are they sliding and gliding and rotating? And already you come back to whatever your test is, and I'm like, oh, look at that stiffness through that kneecap. Gone. Good work.